welcome to the Producer's Workshop. Let's get started. I have Bitwig Studio open right now, and I have 3 MIDI tracks enabled. I'm going to add another MIDI track. And then what we're going to do is just going to see if we can use these 4 MIDI tracks and just come up with a nice little project music thing we can work with. So I'm sitting in the mix view of Bitwig Studio. So as you can see, I have the scene selections on the left-hand side and then my clip view. So I can drag and drop in any sounds, beats, grooves, melodies, whatever I want to be able to create music in a pretty quick way. So let's just dive in here and see what we can come up with. So what I did here is I dropped in my first MIDI track just a drum pad, and I selected from one of Bitwig's choices. It's an acoustic drums kit number 4. It has some processing done on it, so that's what I'm going to use to kind of just do a little beat and groove with. So that's what I'm going to use there. Let's see what else we can do. So I want to create something that's a little bit slower in tempo, so I dropped my tempo down to 85, and the kicks is just giving me something that I can work with as far as tempo, and we're going to go from there. Next thing I want to do is pull in an instrument and see what we can work with on that end. So I'm going to boost up the level of the kick just so it's a little bit louder. Here I have my Moto bass 2, just a nice little bass that we can put in. I have a default that I've kind of designed the tone to where I kind of like it, so just choosing the LG bass mode here. So now we're going to boost the volume up on that as well. Okay, so I kind of like that little groove. We're just going to throw that in there. get us started. So what I had So in order to play along with my kick, I had to enable the kick before I hit my record button here in the clip section. So you can see it's white. If I would have clicked here, now you can see it's not activated. So if I were to click this, then I would be recording without the kick. Listen. No kick. I have no beat to go with, so that's not what I wanted. So I'm going to delete that. We're going to go ahead and play the scene, enable that play button. I'll hit stop up in the main controls, and then we should be able to play the bass along and to get that recorded for us. Okay, so I like those ambient sounds. I'm gonna put it in, and then we're going to work with a little bit and see if we can make it mellow a little bit. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. like how that scene 1 is turned out. Now, just want to do something a little bit different for scene 2. So when we're changing through the song, it has a little change up. Sometimes what I like to do is just kind of add in like a different bass that can kind of change it up a little bit. So I'm going to add in this plugin. We're going to try this one. It's called Gorilla Bass. Let's try this out. It's very distorted sounding type of bass. Company called Sample Science that you can get this Gorilla Bass plugin. It has a lot of different interesting sounds to it. Like that. So I'm going to move this over by my bass so we know it's a little bit different, and I definitely want to give a different little drum processing. So let's see what we can do here. Kind of like that. That's cool. So what I did is I added in some sea of ambience, plugin in Bitwig, then I added an atmospheric ambient on top of that, and so that should give me a nice little break between each scene. So let's play it back and see what it sounds like. So what I'm doing now, I'm just kind of searching for some sample melody files that I have in my sample tracks, just to see if there's anything that might fit in there. So basically, this is an audio sample. Throw some delay on it. See if it can get it sounding more. Just adding some ambient style sound to it. Then what I want to do is I want to add in a little bit of a beat to get us back on track. I'm going to duplicate piece so a different scene.